Oh my God, we're back. Hello guys, welcome to Sorta My Podcast. My name is Vincent Herman. Sitting right next to me is...
This is Alpha Spectre, James Odle.
And on the interwebs is...
This is Mr. Bob Collins, also known as Boba Fett. And actually, to be clear, I'm actually broadcasting straight from Belle Reve prison. They finally gave me my one phone call.
Bob is covering for himself to make up for the fact that we don't have a microphone and he's not in town. So
I've got to kind of broadcast it from a long ways away. You know, I can't really give the location of this prison because we don't want like anybody trying to break anybody out.
Right.
Just as clowns and shit. You know.
All right, well, guys, we've got a lot of stuff, and we're doing it raw these days. So there's going to be no editing here, and we're going to try and do our best to not sound like complete idiots and fuck-ups while we do this. But let's go ahead and do what brought us all to the table, and let's talk about comic books. One of the new things you can expect from our podcast is no long-winded reviews of like 5 or 6 books that takes about an hour. Instead, we're going to be doing a What We're Reading segment. I'm going to go ahead and start us off here. First, I want to talk about Star Wars. The Star Wars books, as of late, they were my favorite books, but they've kind of been waning a little bit. Like, it's interesting, but it's nothing like over the top. It's definitely not what I was reading in the beginning. But every now and again, they dip into Obi-Wan Kenobi's journal. And lately he's been telling the story of a Jedi that he heard all these rumors about and stuff. Turns out this Jedi that he's talking about is Yoda. And what he's talking about is one of Yoda's missions during his Jedi Knight days, before he was on the council and a master and everything. And during the story, we actually get to find out how Yoda learned a very specific Force skill that he's passed down through hundreds of years of Jedi since this event. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to check out the book. I've been enjoying this story more than pretty much anything else I've been reading in Star Wars as of late. Darth Maul #1 came out, and it was it's a setup book. I have faith. But much like with the Joker, I'm kind of getting burnt out on Darth Maul. They can't seem to kill him. He dies in episode 1. He comes back in Clone Wars. They kill him in Clone Wars. He comes back in Rebels. And now we've got a comic book.
Darth Maul's kind of the Star Wars equivalent to herpes. No matter what you do,
right.
You never get rid of him.
I would not be surprised if he shows up in episode 8. But anyways, Star Wars. If you're not a big fan of the book, or you're just really not that interested in the book at all, like, at least give these last 3 issues a try, and like wherever they're going. I think it's maybe like a 5-issue set, so there's 2 more to come out. Yeah, give them a try. The next thing I want to talk about is Action Comics Superman, and Rebirth in general. One of the things I've been loving about Superman and just this whole Rebirth story is that unlike the old days, where there was this situation, they were going to go deal with it, and then we get on to the next like little mini 4-part event after that's over. Well, the mysteries have kind of been piling up in Superman. You've got this mystery Clark Kent, Geneticron, whose building disappeared and showed up in the Amazon. You've got John, Superman's son, discovering his powers. You've got these guys from another dimension coming to kill Lex Luthor for something he hasn't even done yet. There's so much more. These mysteries keep piling up, and that's kind of been Rebirth in general. It's like, oh, here's this little taste of something that's coming, but now we're on to something else.
We all know what's coming, though.
Well, okay, we know generally what's coming.
Yeah, we know generally. We don't know how. We don't know
what
how
effect
well it's going to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you. It seems like, at least in the few Rebirth titles that I've been reading, like they have been dropping a lot of new information, just little bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
But planting seeds for later on.
Right. And I mean, and one of the reasons I'm enjoying Superman and Action Comics so much more is that it's not all just Rebirth stuff either. Like they've been dropping these seeds for Rebirth all over the place, but Superman has its own shit going on. Like this Mystery Clark Kent. Honestly, I don't think it's going to tie into Rebirth. Like I think it's going to be this whole other thing. And I don't know. It's just a really good way to tell these stories because we missed the old days. We missed the, monster of the week. And then we get a 3-part story. And then, like, oh no, like now a big event is happening. We missed that. And it wasn't something we were getting from New 52. But it also has matured into this thing where it's those stories again. And this is in Batman, Flash, all this stuff. That Flash is dealing with the rogues right now. Really cool. But it's also got this whole blanket 2-year event over top of it. It's meaty. I like it. And the last thing I want to talk about is actually going to lead us into a discussion right after this segment, and that is Captain America. Captain America, like next to Superman, is probably one of the best books I've been reading since Civil War II ended because it got kind of distracted. But even during Civil War II, Captain America was probably one of the best tie-in books I was reading because it was more about what Captain America was doing, and then every now and again he'd be sneaking around the background of what was going on in Civil War II, and then back to what Captain America's doing because fuck all that other shit. Oh my god! And I read Civil War II: The Oath, kind of a closer to Civil War II, and it's basically like the entire book is. Spoiler alert, Captain America getting sworn in as the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And sitting by Tony's bedside, basically calling like all this shit out, being like, you fucking weak bastards. You're so busy fighting amongst yourselves. You didn't realize that the people were getting hurt. The people, which is the reason we're doing all of this. You got so self-absorbed. And like the whole book is just Captain America basically telling off the Marvel Universe. And I was like, this is the best Civil War II book to come out yet.
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
Now that Steve Rogers is now the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., is it mandatory that he wears an eye patch?
God, I hope so. But that would be great.
Will it be just like a mini version of his shield on his face?
Seeing how like the last 2 directors have not, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no. But if they do, that's the way to go about it. Just a little mini eye patch shield. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Captain America, and I feel like this is old enough news to not say spoiler alert, but as spoiler alert, Captain America is currently an agent of Hydra, but as the book would lead you to believe, he has not always been that way. During an event called, I don't remember what the event was called, but anyways, during a siege on a place called Pleasant Hill, a
standoff.
Yeah, a standoff.
It was called
Standoff. Maria Hill was reforming supervillains by rewriting their histories using a sentient cosmic cube to make them all think that they were like painters and tax accountants and stuff like that. Captain America led the team at the time. He was old, didn't have his powers. They'd been sapped out of him. And he came in contact with this cosmic cube, which restored his powers and rewrote his history. And now we have some of the best Captain America stuff like I've ever read. Not that I've read a lot because I find it pretty boring, but this is really cool. He's like white bread. It's always there. You never really turn it down, but if you can get the honey wheat, you're probably going to go with the honey wheat. So, anyways, we're going to touch more on some Captain America stuff later, but Odle, what are you reading?
Well, with the upcoming Iron Fist show on Netflix, I've been recapping, brushing up on that. Read through the whole Marvel premiere run, which gives us his origin, his training, why he came back, which I think we're going to see a little bit of in the show, but I don't know how they're going to do that. But then I started reading the Immortal Iron Fist run, and I'm a little over halfway through that, and oh my god, it is fantastic. It's Ed Brubaker, which he's one of the Marvel writing gods.
He's not writing your grandpa's Iron Fist stories.
Like, and Matt Fraction is on it as well. This is some of the best material I've ever read. It's gruesome. It's detailed. The main premise, or the main arc that I just read, is a battle of the 7 cities of heaven.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and it brings into play these characters called the Immortal Weapons, and they have a big arena every time all of the cities line up, because Kunlun, where Danny did his training, appears on Earth every 10 years. All of the other cities have time frames based on their immortal weapons placing in this tournament.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so if the Iron Fist lost, it would be every 80 years.
Now, are these other guys like kind of named by like Iron Fist, Iron Earlobe, Iron?
No, like one of the cities.
Brass eyeball.
No, but one city had a fat cobra.
Oh, that's awesome.
There was Bride of 9 Spiders.
Yeah, well,
Are you
which I was
talking
reading
about an
about.
actual cobra that was overweight, or was that somebody that was a fat cobra?
I want it to be. Goddamn, Bob. You should be writing these comics. Captain America gets an eye patch shield. There's an overweight cobra fighting Iron Fist.
Fat ass cobras everywhere with eye patches.
Everyone basically gets an eye patch in
Everybody
the
gets an eye
Bobblems.
patch, dude. I'm like Oprah. You get an eye patch, you get an eye patch, you all get an eye patch.
We've got the Brubaker verse, we've got the Berlanti verse, now we have the Bobba verse.
Which you can tell the bad guys because they don't have eye patches. They don't have eye patches.
Everybody's a bad guy. Everybody has eye patches. And a scar.
I hope
Everybody has to have a scar, too. A facial scar.
but in different places.
But so far, the Immortal Iron Fist is right now my favorite Iron Fist run. If you haven't read it, you need to, especially with the show coming up, because it seems like there's going to be a lot of stuff in the show coming from this material.
Although I do like playing on that, like you should familiarize yourself with these characters, like maybe especially overall Jessica Jones, but these Netflix shows have done a great job at just like, you know what, you don't have to.
Yeah,
you really don't. And I feel like Iron Fist is gonna go that route too. They're just gonna like ease us into it, and then like by the 6th or so episode, we're gonna be full on fucking Iron Fist.
Well, because even in the trailers, it shows like, you know, I was on a jet with my parents in the mountains, so like we're gonna get his origin.
And I never really knew how close Danny Reed and Oliver Queen's whole origin story
right?
is. Like,
at one point during the trailer, I was like, he spent 5 years in hell. He had to become something else. Someone else.
He became the Iron Fist. Let's see, what else am I reading? I'm reading Reborn, which is Snyder and I just lost his name.
Let's just say it's Jeff Johns.
Yeah, God, I wish. But it's an Image book. Right now we're 4 issues in out of 5 or 6, and it's basically about a place you go when you die. Your strength, your power is based on how good or bad of a person you were when you were alive. And this one lady who is a teacher, she dies, goes over. She's the chosen one of these people to save them from the ultimate bad guy. And,
of course she is.
And she's looking for her husband. Like, she found her dad, she found her dog. She just had an encounter with her old cat who hates her because she had him neutered. And,
oh yeah, dude, that's honestly probably my favorite part about that whole story.
It's a cat, so I'm sure he would have found some reason to hate her either way.
I mean, this cat has a undying vendetta, like a bloodthirsty revenge.
You know what?
Because he got his balls cut off. I mean, I don't blame him.
I like that, but
100%.
like it probably would have been more humorous if they were like, remember the time you waited an extra 13 minutes to feed me? Yours is coming, bitch.
You
I don't
remember
know.
the time that I meowed for 5 minutes because you left my bowl halfway empty? Now it's on.
The middle was empty.
It's on whore.
I needed more food.
It's on whore.
But they just had their big fight in this last issue, and oh my god, the sheer brutality of what happened was amazing.
Has this cat become like Rocket Raccoonish? Like it's kind of
No, like he's like full
Humanoid-ish?
human size. His name is General Frost because his abilities are like ice based.
yeah.
And
But is he humanoid? Like
yeah,
Oh,
completely
okay.
humanoid. Like he's a cat, but he's a cat person.
he's a thunder cat.
Think Khajiit from Skyrim.
If you have coin, Kaji has wares.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you have balls, he'll kill you. Mainly if they're his. But right now,
Who the fuck is running around with this? The vet. The vet who got him off. He's like, these are some good ones. He's just carrying them around with him. I found them.
He
The
got-
perfect
He got him
pair.
petrified, and now he wears them as a necklace.
Yeah.
But Reborn's another one of those Image titles where, like, I swear Image can do no wrong right now. And this is a mini series that I feel like it's going to go the route of I Hate Fairyland and start as intended as a mini and pick up into a full blown like.
Well, it's hard to say with Image because, I mean, yeah, you have those cases where sometimes it starts as a mini and it gets so popular, but sometimes you have it's just that story. Like, this
Yeah.
writer had no intentions post this, doesn't want to do anything more, doesn't want to fuck up his own shit, basically. And they just...
And this is Mark Millar we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who it was.
And he's kind of a perfectionist.
And he does a lot of minis, dude. I mean, look at Huck.
Yep.
Huck is coming back as another mini. Look at damn near everything else. Look at Kick-Ass. Look at everything. Everything's been a mini for him.
Now,
So, like,
Kick-Ass is one of those ones where I think he should have put it to bed after the second one. Because I've read Kick-Ass 3, and it's just... I don't know, I just didn't feel like I got anything new from it, while at the same time, it didn't feel like I was getting anything nostalgic from it either. It's just... It was there. It existed. It did what it needed to, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It just... I didn't care.
But still being aboard the Image train, I finally got caught up on Invincible, which I'm trying to get you two fuckers.
You're such a hipster with your fucking Image.
If you would start reading Invincible, you would go the same route I would. There were nights I had to make myself go to bed
This guy...
and stop reading.
This guy has been fucking ranking fucking Invincible's crank. Like, just fucking giving it the reach around for
Like,
months.
There is a reason that they have self-titled this as the greatest superhero comic book. Like, first
You know
they said
what?
in the world, then they said
Okay,
in the
they-
universe.
Apparently, according to Marvel, at least the early issues that were coming out, they've got Spider-Man to contend with them.
I don't know. But
Because it said it like right there. It was like the greatest superhero ever. And Spider-Man. Just fucking read it.
but in summing up 132 issues or so, teenager finds out he has powers and starts using them for good. Finds out he got his powers from his dad. He knew that, but finds out his dad is a really, really bad guy. Dad tries to kill him. Dad doesn't kill him. Instead, leaves the planet.
Oh my god. Kid Flash is a fucking ripoff of this. Okay, just a little idea of like what I'm talking about here. Kid Flash in DC Rebirth. Well, I mean, from the New 52 up to Rebirth. His uncle turned out to be his dad, which you don't find out until after Rebirth. Spoilers! But his uncle also, while he thought he was his uncle, turned out to be Reverse Flash. And
Yeah.
like he thought like his uncle was like his hero, like the like main guy in his life. Then he turns out to be the Reverse Flash, and then I don't remember if he dies or just goes to jail.
He's in Iron Heights.
He's in Iron Heights? Okay, yeah. He goes to Iron Heights, and then later it comes out completely by fucking accident that he's Wally West's dad. And so now it's just like double fucked. That's almost exactly what's happening in Invincible. And I know the early issues of Invincible predate New 52, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Wally West is a fucking total ripoff.
But like as the issues go through, like you see the inner turmoil that Invincible goes through. You see him dealing with his dad going from a good guy to trying to redeem himself to actually being a good guy, because being on Earth changed him from the ways of the cold-hearted Viltrumites to actually knowing what love is.
He wants to know what love is. He wants you to show him.
There's a Cyclopean alien who almost dies and then gets super buff. He literally goes through what happens to Super Saiyans. He almost dies and then gets ridiculously stronger.
So not only are things ripping this off, but it's ripping things off. Fuck.
And then like there's a war. There's Mark and his girlfriend getting pregnant and him disappearing for months at a time.
Okay.
And there's so fucking much that goes on in 130 some issues.
I don't think you can properly shorten it, like, so.
You can't.
Like,
but this is one of those books that I started reading and I'm like, someone let me borrow the first trade. It had the first 4 issues in it. And in those 4 issues, I was hooked. And I started binging the whole fucking thing. There's this giant cat called Battle Beast that just wants to kill things. Whether it's a good guy or a bad guy, he just wants a good fight. Fucking read it. Jesus,
just fucking read
That's
it.
actually exactly what he's been telling me.
That, yeah, I mean, like, he's been telling both of us. Okay, I read. Did I only read the first issue?
You only read the first issue.
Okay, I did read the first issue, and just judging from the covers that I had seen, like, of recent issues, reading the first issue, like, was a total kind of, I guess you could call it culture shock, because I really wasn't expecting it to be what it is. It was smart. It was clever, definitely clever, and it felt like a true blue superhero story while at the same time being extremely realistic. And that's just my opinion from the first issue, so I can back him up on like this is probably.
And it's Robert Kirkman, so like if you know any of his other work, this predates any of his other work.
If you're gonna get any cock, you might as well get the Kirkman cock.
Yes. Like, he builds an entire universe.
Right.
Like,
I think he's doing more books than any other writer right now, isn't he?
just about. I mean,
Yeah.
this book.
I mean, not only the books, but like you got to think he's working on the Walking Dead show, the Fear the Walking Dead show.
Outcast now. He's got.
Outcast now. I mean, hell, Outcast was started for a show. That's
I
the
mean,
reason he started making it.
Yeah, he just did a Negan-themed miniseries. We get a little bit of Negan's backstory.
Yep.
So, like, if you're a fan of Kirkman, you should be reading this.
He's the Jeff Johns of fucking independent
He's
comics.
Jeff Johns.
Invincible was what got him his spot in the boardroom of Image. Like,
okay, I was gonna. How many issues is Invincible in?
Invincible is, I think, up to 132, 133.
Okay, so
it ends at the end of this year.
So The Walking Dead predated it, but I mean, yeah, nobody really heard of The Walking Dead until the fucking. Like, I started reading it after the show.
I actually read the first issue of Walking Dead almost a year before the show came out.
Yeah.
So that means it was already out for.
No, I mean, it had been out for a while. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a successful book, but, like, I didn't even start reading it until maybe three seasons into the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like...
y'all are all ahead of me.
It was one of those things, it's like, it wasn't, like, nobody was buying it. It just wasn't mainstream.
Yeah.
Now it's fucking dude. The newest issue was 25 cents, and I was fucking on the edge of my seat with that issue.
All of Image's books this month are 25
Not
cents.
all. No, I actually talked to them at the comic shop about that. A lot of writers did not want to sign on to that. So, like, at the last minute, a bunch came out at the normal $2.99 price.
Oh, really?
There are only so many that are 25 cents. Walking Dead being
Yeah.
25 cents, that's fucking amazing because, I
Yeah.
mean, that's their money book. That's the one everyone's buying. So,
Oh yeah, that's probably their biggest selling title. They
yeah.
have.
So, yeah. All right, Bob, what are you reading?
Fuck, barely anything. That's actually the whole reason I'm doing this all over phone. Obviously, is because I work out of town a lot, so that also means that I'm not able to pick up a lot of new books. So right now I'm playing a lot of catch up. First thing I want to mention that I'm reading is actually something pretty old. It's something I borrowed from you, Vin, and that's the pre-Flashpoint Harley Quinn series.
Oh,
And,
really? Oh, shit, I forgot I loaned you that.
Yeah, and I've read a few issues of the New 52 Harley. It's not really my cup of tea. I mean, it's kind of fun, but especially from stuff that I've heard from you personally, that series gets a little stale after a while. So far, on what I've been reading of the pre-Flashpoint Harley, I'm loving. Like, I can't wait to burn through this trade. My biggest problem is that I never had the time to because I'm constantly working. The rest of my reviews are going to be extremely short and sweet because my next book I want to talk about, which is Deadly Class, if I talk too much about this newest issue, it's going to spoil a big reveal. Like, probably the whole reason of this issue is to build up this big reveal at the end. And if I go too deep into it, it's going to give it away. If anybody's actually reading this book currently, they pretty much have already figured this out. They figured this is going to happen. But this newest issue has Maria still captive by I'm not really sure what all their names are, but it's like the Mexican mafia. It's the goons that are mad because of the decapitation and all that.
Well,
This
you know.
this whole issue.
You
And I mean,
decapitate someone, someone's
I
gonna
mean,
get
someone-
pissed off.
Every once in a while, somebody's son has to get his head fucking cut off because he's an asshole. But that's a whole other discussion. This whole issue, dude, is just non-stop action-packed. All of the glorious gore that you expect from Deadly Class, dude. Odle was actually the one that was like, dude, if you're going to read anything new right now, like, if you're going to read any new issue that came out this week, read Deadly Class. Like, to the point where I don't think any other friend besides one person did something similar. This man took a picture of every single page of that issue and sent it to me via Facebook Messenger. That way, I was able to read it, just so we could fanboy about it a little bit. So, Odle, I've got to tell you again, thank you for that, because I'm telling you, that issue is just mind-blowing, dude.
It was too good not to.
Oh, yeah. And that's one of those stories that I haven't been reading at all up until just a couple weeks ago, and it's mainly because of Odle. Like, he got the trades after he burnt through the first 3 volumes. He was like, anything else, like, if you get any free time, please read these, because, like, this story is dope. And I mean, I've been hearing that for a while, especially from the guys at the comic shop. And by this point, I've pretty much figured that, like, their taste, your guys' taste, if you guys tell me, like, I need to be reading something, I need to read it. And that's probably one of the best books that he's ever requested that I read, recommended that I read.
You'll say the same thing about Invincible.
I know, but I'm so far behind on everything else, including Detective Comics.
But that's the thing about Invincible, is it's so far in that you can take your time.
Yeah, but I have so much I need
I'm
to
there
catch up
too.
on.
Dude, I'm there too. I'm still reading
Believe me,
20 plus
if anybody
books.
understands, you understand. Because trying to get you to start Deadly Class pretty much since I've started.
I'm
still not sure.
I haven't started Volume 2 yet, but
Oh, okay.
I'll get to it, Odle. Don't give me that look. Like, okay, like, here's the thing. All right, I buy my comics, and then I read through those comics, and sometimes I finish before I buy new comics, but a lot of times it's kind of like it just cycles on. So Deadly Class, I'm buying my new comics. I'm trying to get through them as fast as I can so I can get on to Deadly Class, and then I'll start Deadly Class Volume 2. But
I don't think you're trying hard enough.
I don't think he is either.
Okay, there's this girl who's become obsessed with me at work, and I don't really want to talk to her a lot, and she just keeps sitting down, and it makes it hard to read. So,
well,
headphones.
That's why you need to read more.
I can't do that at work.
So you can be like, excuse me, I know that you're really interested in talking to me right now, but I have an exam over this comic book tomorrow morning, and I won't pass my class, which means I'll fail this semester.
Just tell her in your comicsology class, you have to go over this.
I have told her that it is the only opportunity I have to read, and that is as mean as I think I can bring myself.
Go to your car.
Tell her that if you don't get that read and if you don't pass that class, then Professor Neil Adams is going to kick your ass.
God, he would too. But okay. So, were you about to talk about Detective?
Oh no, I wasn't.
Okay, it felt like
it
you
was
were.
It was a segue for you to talk about what you just talked about. No, yeah, Detective is one of the few things that I am actually fairly current on. Granted, I'm still like 2 issues behind. I haven't started this new arc, the whole Batwoman Begins, which I'm really interested in because I've always liked Batwoman.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty bummed because just going over like what I can and can't do. Like, I can't start Batwoman at all, and I want to.
The Batwoman book.
I actually had the first 2 volumes. I'm not even sure if there's much more after the first 2, but first 2 volumes of Batwoman from New 52.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who the artist is on that, but I love that art. Like, I flipped through it. I haven't read any of it.
Well, it was the same. They basically carried over right before New 52 happened. Detective Comics was all Batwoman stories, and that's actually I've been reading her since the very first run because I was reading Detective, and then after they switched to the New 52, she was one of the original 52 books that they started producing, and they just kept the same team on. But instead of being Detective Comics, it was Batwoman.
And from what I've heard from people that actually kept up with that run it was a good story.
Oh yeah, very intriguing.
Very well written.
Pretty original
the art,
too.
Like I said, just flipping through the books, man. Like, the art looks great. I wonder who that artist is bugging me because I had it in my head earlier and I've completely drawn a blank now.
Odle's on his phone. He could look it up, and he said he's looking at pictures of his daughter. Fucking asshole.
You're a fucking great parent. You know that. You're a stand-up man.
Okay, I have to cut you off because Odle is showing me this Jim Lee Instagram photo that he just posted. It's issue 21 of Batman, and he's going left to right with it, and it transitions between a picture of Batman holding the button and the Flash holding the button. Like those old, I don't know what you call them, but like...
Lenticular.
Yeah. It's a lenticular cover. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's
I don't know what
fucking awesome. Dude, I'm looking, like, if you're listening to this, go to Jim Lee's fucking page and check this shit out. It's so cool. Oh, I have to have that cover.
Now, is it Jim Lee art too?
It's Jim Lee art. Oh, no. You mean the cover art?
Yeah.
No, it's Jason Babcock, but still, it's fucking awesome.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome, but you had me all excited when you said Jim Lee. I'm like, fuck yes. Like,
dude, oh my
Jim Lee,
God.
I love Jim Lee Batman.
If it was Jim Lee's art, I'd fucking cream my goddamn jeans right now.
It looks really good, though.
It does. Like, I mean, it's as homage to Jim Lee as it gets, but yeah, no, it's not Jim Lee.
Well done.
Anyway, so I'm sorry to cut you off, Bob. That was just very, very important.
I mean, no, go ahead. I mean, it was twice. You want to make it a third time?
Sorry, as you were.
I'm actually going to kind of trail off for just a second because Odle just sent me a link to that, and oh my God, you're right. That is extremely awesome.
Right. Oh wow.
I mean, they did the same thing for the what was it called? For something for New 52 where the villains, those villains covers.
Yeah,
yeah. Those are 3D. I don't know.
And the Futures End stuff, the Futures End one shots, they did similar.
Yeah,
they had that
they
the
did.
panel on the front.
Yeah,
pretty much what it is. They're going back to like the kind of shit they did in the '90s, where it's like, can we do holographic? Let's throw in trading card. Let's do a.
God, don't bring back trading cards, please.
Yeah,
God, no, not the trading cards.
I would be on board for that.
For the trading cards?
Oh, absolutely.
It was a fucking mess. It was like they were everywhere. You couldn't do anything with them. Nobody wanted them, so like you couldn't trade them. Like, it was just awful.
I'd trade them. And if they do them now, I'd trade them. I'm almost 30 years old, and I'm still fucking.
Yeah, I gotta.
I'm doing a podcast about comic books. Damn it! Like, why wouldn't I?
I got three of these holographic Spider-Man cards. Will you trade me one of your Doc Ock special editions for 2 of them?
Shut up, go away. I'm playing Pokemon. that was it.
Come back when you have a holographic Charizard.
Right. So Bob, did you have anything else you wanted to go into?
Just I mean, I'm gonna make it short and sweet since I pretty much used up all my time by not talking. This Rebirth run of Detective Comics I'm loving. From, I would say issue 1, but it's issue 900 and whatever.
It's Tomasi is writing that, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Honestly, off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure King is writing Batman. Tomasi is writing... Yeah, because Tomasi's going to be working on the first issue of Batwoman, and then he's dropping off the book, which sucks, but still.
Yes, I mean, every arc they've had so far, which is Rise of the Batman, there was the Monster Men tie-in.
Victim Syndicate.
It's just Victim Syndicate. That's what I just finished, and
good.
That's a good story arc. I love that one.
I actually started the first issue of that the other night.
Yeah, what do you think?
It started out really good. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? And
that's where it wants you.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It's just the only other things I've really been reading. I'll just name drop real quick. Moonshine's really good. I'm about an issue behind on that. Everything I'm going to mention, I'm at least an issue behind on. So just keep that in mind. Batman. Actually, I think I'm caught up on Batman. You said the latest issue was the second part of the Rooftops.
I'm pretty sure. The first issue of I Am Bane might have come out like this week, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I know I haven't picked it up yet. So.
That Rooftop storyline, though, I think I talked about it on the last podcast, but the discussion where they talk about their first interaction with Catwoman and Batman was that alone. The rest of this Rebirth run of Batman could have been shit prior, which it wasn't, but it could have been. Just those couple pages was talking about it would have redeemed it all.
Yeah, it's another one of those little just Rebirth little snacks that they give us. That's
exactly
leading into the
it's
whole
that
thing.
kind of stuff that is making me love comics again.
Yeah, I feel like this year alone, I've fallen back in love with the classic superhero stories and stuff. And Marvel made it hard. Marvel made it hard.
Marvel has a few titles that are really good right now.
Yeah.
The rest are just so lackluster.
Well, speaking of those good Marvel titles, we're gonna jump back
nice
to.
Segue.
Thank you. We're gonna jump back to Captain America here for a minute because out of the whole Hydra story that's going on with Cap right now, there is an event coming up in a few months. I can't remember if it starts in May or April, but it's called Secret Empire. And basically it's the culmination of Cap's covert half of his mission, because he's on his own mission to overthrow the Red Skull, take over Hydra, and make this world the way he sees it should be. Which, I mean, technically could be a great thing, because you see throughout the Captain America book, he still has compassion. He still has some humanity. There's a moment where he almost kills a character, and he's hesitating so much with it, and then he finds out the news that this character is going to die anyways, so he just backs out of it. He doesn't have to do it, so he isn't going to do it. Ultimately, his allegiance is to Hydra and the betterment of the world, so of course he would if he had to, but he doesn't. So, anyways, I mean, we've still got our classic Captain America, but if he was working with Hydra. So he's a little more brutal.
I'm not, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not sure if I like it.
I love it. I'm telling you, I'm reading it, and it's a little fucked up, but it's interesting. And that's what I love about it, is because Captain America has always been Marvel's Superman. He's always been...
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, that's why it seems interesting to me. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I like it, because, I mean, you can always usually rely on Cap as being fucking,
Boy Scout.
like you said, like the Superman. He's always the Boy Scout,
But
so having this twist to it, like, makes it pretty, like, there's layers. He's like an onion. There's a few layers there.
He's become the Shrek of Marvel. He's
like
no longer the Superman of Marvel.
But yeah, that sounds dope. I mean, it actually makes me want to read Captain America at least.
Well, this is this Secret Empire event is him switching gears. It's no longer covert. We're going full force with this thing. Now, here's the thing about this event. And this is the only thing that bothers me, because I am really excited for this event. I want this culmination, because it's what kept me reading Captain America, a book I was going to drop right after Civil War II, a book I only picked up because of Civil War II, which was a huge letdown. So, like, what's happening here is that part of Cap's plan is to enact a series of events to distract people while he goes full force. So while not necessarily being in the shadows anymore, he's still going to be a little under the radar until it's too late. And the way they're doing this is that they're launching not one, not two, but 3 separate simultaneous events during this event. Which means,
doesn't sound confusing at all.
Which means, which I'm assuming these events are orchestrated and set into place by Captain America. But that means not only is there going to be 1, 2, 3, but 4 to $5.99 books coming out each month. Not to mention tie-ins. Think about that.
And going digital.
My wallet just screamed from the other room. Holy shit!
And what's this event called? Is it Secret Cash Grab?
Right. Yeah. Oh my god! I didn't even think about it on that. This is basically Marvel is playing Captain America's game. It's like they're coming up with these 3 events to distract us while we really want this one event. Shit. But yeah, no, I mean, it makes me think that I'm in, like, kind of an abusive relationship with Marvel. Like, there's so much bad. There's so much that I just don't want to put up with. But they give me Amazing Spider-Man and the Clone Conspiracy, and now Captain Marvel's Hydra, and you kind of want to see where all this goes, so you stick around, and then it just keeps hitting you. Just keeps hitting you hard, and all your friends tell you should switch it. Oh, maybe you should go to Image. Maybe you should just stick with DC. But there's time there. You've put in the effort. You watch the '90s shows, so you stick around hoping it'll get better, and it's just
and sometimes
harder.
Sometimes there's good days.
I do have.
It's fun. It's an abusive relationship.
I do have some good news. I have heard rumors, and they're just that, rumors, that Marvel is following suit of DC and kind of taking things back before they fucked everything up. Like,
but
they're
doing
that.
not with timelines, with the way that they're going to present the heroes.
Huh?
Before they fucked everything up, which time?
Exactly.
Which event? Which rewriting event?
No, we're not rewriting anything. The
No,
talk
I know.
is,
I'm just saying they fucked up a lot and they keep rewriting.
Brubaker is supposedly coming back to start doing some writing.
Okay, I like that.
We're gonna start getting some of our classic superhero aspects back from these books that have lost focus of what we used to love.
Monsters Unleashed. What the fuck is that? Come on. Like, that's your big answer to Civil War 2? Fuck.
I'm not reading that. I don't read anything into that.
I don't care at all about that.
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Like, that would have been nice in the 70s. Like 70s and 80s.
Weird World was one of those, like, I read the first few pages and I'm like, this seems so out of place.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's the big event that also has 3 events, which makes, like, in line with what you just said, it makes it seem like we better fuck shit up quick before we fix this. Like, we better throw it all in the air, get as much as we can.
Any crazy ideas up your sleeve? Now's the fucking time to do it.
And like,
let's let Squirrel Girl lead the Inhumans.
God damn it. And they haven't released what these 3 events are going to be, what they're going to tie into, who they're going to center around. And they're still, in the Captain America book at least, playing on this vision from Civil War II where Miles Morales Spider-Man kills Captain America. So I don't think they're done with that just yet. I honestly think at the end of this, Captain America is going to die. I think Miles Morales ends up killing Captain America. And, like, so they've already given away the ending, but it's about the journey.
Be the black guy that kills him?
Right?
Why is it got to be the black team that kills the white guy?
Well, here's the worst thing. He steals his car right afterwards. It's... yeah.
He steals it, he takes the stuff, kills him with it.
You're having the black teenager kill the old white World War fucking veteran.
Oh my god. We just went there, yeah.
Fuck you, Marvel.
God, Marvel, come on. Anyways, I'm still excited for Secret Empire. I know I can't afford to get involved in the other. If one event is going on, I cannot get involved with any one of the other 3. So this really sucks because I'm invested in this Captain America story. I'm going for Secret Empire. So no matter what the other 3 are, whether they're Spider-Man centric, whether they're Punisher centric, and there obviously won't be Punisher centric, but like, I mean, that's my favorite hero, so that would be one of those things. I can't go to it. I just cannot jump over there because I'm invested in Secret Empire. So I'm gonna have to, like, keep up with online fucking reviews.
We ought to just share a Marvel Unlimited account.
There are 3 of us. If we get a 4th friend,
it's $2.50 a piece.
Like, each one of us follows one of the 4 events. I'm already in on the Captain America. It's not a bad plan. We should revisit that. But anyways, yeah, that's the big news coming out of Marvel. Is Secret Empire is going to be a huge event layered within events, which honestly, like, I know it's a huge cash grab, but it's also not a terrible idea. It plays into Captain America's plan. He's distracting everyone with these big things,
including the readers.
Well, like, I mean, he's flicking the clip while slipping it in the ass, like, distractions.
I like that.
It's the shocker effect. Is what he's going for. And so like, I mean, it's smart, and I get why they're doing it, and it makes sense, at least. Like, unlike some of this other shit. But it's just too much. So, anyways, moving on from that, we've got trailer news. at almost an hour in, we've got trailer news. I think just an offhand to mention, the new Pirates trailer aired during the Super Bowl. There was already a teaser out. It looks really, really cool. Long John Silver is the villain. Jeffrey Rush and Orlando Bloom are coming back. Oh. And I was looking at the IMDb page, and they have Paul McCartney on the cast. And just watching the trailer, like, I almost didn't notice it, but I think Paul McCartney is playing Long John Silver. I can't confirm it, though, because they have no listing for Long John Silver, and Paul McCartney is the only guy on the cast without a character. So I'm pretty sure Paul McCartney is Long John Silver in this movie.
I'm okay with that.
For that.
Yeah,
first off, I'm all for them bringing in just old musicians to play parts, man.
Well, I mean, Keith Richards.
Go on.
Wait a minute, Keith Richards?
Yeah.
Richards was actually hammered drunk the whole time.
Wait a minute, I don't know what we're talking about.
You don't remember Keith Richards?
Keith Richards played who?
Captain Jack Sparrow's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, that was Keith Richards.
Oh, shit, that was Keith Richards.
And ironically, one of the biggest influences for Johnny Depp's portrayal of Captain Jack was Keith Richards.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes...
the biggest reason they brought him in.
That makes mountains worth of fucking sense.
And apparently he was so drunk, the little bit of filming they had to do of him, he was so drunk they actually had people off camera, like out of frame, holding him up because he couldn't stand still because he was so drunk he was just wobbling back and forth.
Shit.
I would expect nothing less out of Keith Richards. Except for maybe there's like, I don't know, like some 20-year-old blonde right out of frame too, but she's not holding him up.
Odle, I'm going to go ahead and pass this next one off to you. I'm going to come back in the middle. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I've held it as long as I can. I got to pee!
All right, so we got our new Super Bowl spot for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and it looks really fucking good. I mean, we got our first trailer with all of our baby Groot and all that. We've got to see more of the team coming into play. We see that Yondu is joining the Guardians of the Galaxy, greeted, of course, by baby Groot and Rocket. And then, like, we see... We've got more Nebula coming into play. We've got the Mantis, which I'm still kind of curious as to what exactly her role is going to be, other than presenting an awkward situation.
Because the only time we really seen her prior in the was the previous trailer, and just from that little snippet, it just seemed like she may have been in like one scene. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really seem like she was a big character. She was just a cameo type deal. But the way they introduced it in this one, it's like she's one of the main players.
Yeah, it seems like before she was just gonna be like she was gonna provide us with a couple minutes of humor, but now like she's actually she's on the team and actually doing more than just, you know, a couple minutes worth of Drax humor.
Speaking of which, Drax humor at the very end of this trailer, of this TV spot, where he said, "Oh, I tried," and it was like a good 5 seconds after he got taken out.
I liked that, but
are we talking about Mantis?
Yeah, where the thing comes down and hits her, and he's like, "Look out!"
Yeah.
Well, I tried. Like I almost feel like they're gonna rely almost too heavily on the Drax humor.
Well,
that's actually probably one of my biggest fears. But honestly, like, I don't think they're going to. I think there's going to be just the right amount, because James Gunn knows what the fuck he's doing with these characters, man. I mean, the first movie. I mean, none of us could have predicted that when it was announced, like, Guardians of the Galaxy of all properties was going to be as big as it was.
Well, and apparently in the first test screening for Guardians of the Galaxy, it got 100% positive.
Oh, it would not surprise me.
Oh, I mean, it was a great movie. Like
no, for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, for 2.
Yeah, the first preliminary test screenings for it got 100%.
Well, that makes me happy.
You gotta wonder who was in those test screenings. Like, I don't really
Because some of these test screenings could have been like, well, this is like half the people that help make the movie and like people that work for Marvel. Well, of course they're going to think it's great.
But
like just basic movie reviewers, like your basic general public.
Yeah.
Then
This guy dropped out in the 10th grade, and then 10 years later got his GED. Let's get his opinion.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a little mean, but still, like, I mean, that could be any random fucker in there, you know? Like,
Yeah.
One of the things I was worried about to play on what you said was the humor in the trailers. I feel like they're giving away too many great jokes too quickly.
Yeah.
And if that's not the case, and there are more jokes, like plenty more humor in this movie, then is it oversaturated with this humor?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I mean, Drax, to hit on Drax alone, the humor from Drax was dry in the first one, but to a good effect. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I catch it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was hilarious, but he was so serious. In this one, it seems like he's
lightened up too much.
It's the high version. Like, it's like he hit the strongest fucking kush and then just decided to go on this adventure.
That is the best analogy I've ever heard.
I mean, that's what it seems like from this trailer. He seems like
an overly excited stoner.
Cause screw you, spaceship. That's the one thing that's got me. Is like, screw you, spaceship. Does Drax say that? No. I feel like maybe this time around they ruined Drax. I feel like the movie's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna fucking laugh my ass off. I'm gonna love Baby Groot. But
we all already love Baby Groot.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Baby Groot.
Okay.
You can't not like Baby Groot.
From the very first moment I saw the first trailer, and he goes, when Rocket's describing the fucking death button to him, like, I'm just like, oh, I fucking love Baby Groot. I want him.
So, branching it off a little bit, we know that Kurt Russell's playing Ego.
Yeah.
I actually did a little bit of looking into this.
Yeah.
Ego is supposed to be a living planet.
Oh no, you didn't know that?
Like
when they announced that Ego was going to be a part of the movie, they announced it as like Ego the Living Planet, because nobody calls him Ego. They call him Ego the Living Planet.
So,
but have you seen what's been leaked?
Yeah. Like,
fucking leave it to fucking Funko every single goddamn time.
Wait a minute, I don't know. Like, what the fuck did Funko do now?
Well, they leaked Kurt Russell as Ego.
Oh, so the look has been revealed.
Yes.
I've
And
not
guess what
seen
he looks
that.
like? Guess what he looks like? He looks like Kurt Russell.
So he's not a
It's
living
Kurt
planet.
Russell, the Living Planet.
Now, here's my speculation. I don't know really anything about Ego,
I don't either.
but is he able to change form at all?
I don't know. Because there was also
I know they've been taking some liberties, especially with Guardians. So maybe they are. Like, maybe that's the case. Like, you mean he can be in a humanoid form, but if he's like his true form or whatever is a fucking planet.
I don't know, because there was an image that I saw apparently from the movie that shows what is led to believe, or what we are led to believe to be Ego. Like, it is a giant planet almost coming together, like being formed. So maybe he's the controller of this planet-sized thing. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm just excited to see the fucking movie.
Right? Like, I mean, yeah, like, regardless of the drag stuff, like, I'm always going to be on the side of Disney at this point. Because of Star Wars. Honestly, like, after 10 years of Marvel movies, you'd think I'd be totally sold, but, like, we had Force Awakens come out, and it was great, and then we had Rogue One, and now that is my second favorite Star Wars movie. I've only seen it the 2 times in theaters, but I'm still like, that is right under Jedi. Or, not Jedi, Empire. Sorry. That was right under Empire for me. Like, love it. So, yeah, like, I mean, I trust Disney in all things.
Yeah.
A trailer we're going to talk about here
completely
soon
agree.
has, like, it's just solidified. I trust them. So, like, no matter what they do, if they fuck up Drax, I know the rest of it's going to be great. I'm going into this with ultimate optimism, and I don't go into shit with ultimate optimism. Like, I am always looking for the worst fucking thing to go wrong. And now, if it's Disney, I don't fucking care. Like, just sit me in my fucking seat, take my money. Let's watch this bitch.
Right?
So, yeah, the other thing that came out about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that's really worth a mention is that they're going to go deeper into Gamora, Nebula, and Rocket's backstory, and that just feeds into what I just said. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much Gamora and Nebula, but we definitely want to know about Rocket.
Well, with the upcoming Infinity War and them dealing with Thanos, it does kind of make sense to
I'm not saying
bring that in. But
it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of, what happened to Rocket? Why is he the way he is?
Because he has that breakdown in the first movie.
Yeah.
It's like, he tugs at your heartstrings, and you've only just met this motherfucker. So
yeah. And now we deal with Papa Rocket, and we get to find out where he came from.
Well, I mean, we know at least he was a science experiment. That's about as much as we got from the first one.
Yeah.
Like, he's an experiment. Papa Rocket is a fucking dude in a white lab coat. He's all like, I wonder how many times we can take his arms off.
I would actually be okay with watching that.
Yeah. So, but we're fucked up and jaded as hell. So
that's probably my biggest problem is that I have one of the biggest, weirdest, darkest, twisted sense of humor. So I find a lot of things funny that some people don't. So,
it's like
whatever.
He's sitting in the movie theater during the first one. It's like, I didn't ask to be taken apart over and over and over again. He was tortured. That's a good one, right, guys? We were all laughing before.
But why aren't you guys laughing with me?
Oh shit! And then he starts to feel something, and then he drinks some more.
Wait, are we describing me right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Makes total sense. Okay, so moving on from Guardians of the Galaxy, we're going to Titans. Teen Titans, the Judas Contract trailer just came out. It looks really cool. The one thing that DC, outside of the comic books, has going for them is the animated universe. The movies are
almost all of their animated universe material is fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean they started doing their cinematic animated universe, and that's really great. But I mean, even if you branch outside of that, just in the recent 10 years, I started getting hooked with Superman Doomsday, which I think came out before my oldest son was born.
That was actually, I believe that was their first animated movie. Their first full-length animated movie was Doomsday.
Yeah, it was great. And ever since then, they've just been on fire with the animated universe. They've always gotten animated for some reason.
That's honestly one thing that you can almost always depend on, kind of like how you're talking about Disney with Marvel and Star Wars and stuff, is that when it comes to DC and their full-length animated movies, dude, for the most part, 99.9% of the time, they are on point every single time.
Even Under the Red Hood?
Even these newer ones that they kind of tie into the new 52-ish universe, some of them aren't the best, but they're all extremely well made.
Right. I think before we started recording, Odle and I were talking about what was it? Batman, Bad Blood, right. That one for me is kind of it's all right. It's not bad.
I enjoyed it because it was a good Dick Grayson story.
Yeah.
Though.
But ultimately, just stacked to the other ones, it was like, okay.
Yeah. But you know, all of their movies they've put out, whether you watch them in sequential order or not, you don't have to. Like they're great.
I don't know. The Robin centric ones kind of do.
You kind of do, but like, okay, so like watch Son of Batman. That introduces you to Damien, and then like the rest of them, therefore with Damien.
Yeah.
But they're all done so well. But now with Judah's contract coming out and knowing like what actually took place in the original comic storyline of Judah's contract,
you would be the authority here.
I know that I've been seeing a lot of heat about. Obviously, they're going to have to change things for it to all tie into this animated universe and all. But I've never actually read Judah's contract. So I don't know what all, just by the trailer, what all they changed besides the fact that, like, Damien's Robin and they added in Blue Beetle. But it seems like all the other characters were original Titans anyway.
Yeah, one of the clips that's out there is there's a flashback scene of it's Dick Grayson as Robin with apparent it seems to be their first meeting of Starfire.
Yeah.
With like the original Titans, like redheaded Wally West Kid Flash.
Not New 52 Black Kid Flash, but the original Wally West who kicks off Rebirth.
Yeah,
whatever.
And Speedy and all that.
And also, we're not talking about the Rebirth Wally West, which is black. And then
I literally just said that, Bob.
But
thank you for the delay.
so we get some flashbacks, which I personally am hoping to see that classic like 80s Nightwing acrobat costume when he first came out.
Well, just in that clip alone, like I mean, like their teamwork flows. So like, again, they get it with the animated universe.
And like there was a scene, Robin says something to Speedy, like, do you have something big to take out that portal with? He's like, I got just the thing, boss. And it was one of those, like, you see his leadership of the Titans, but you also just see the camaraderie and how well they all work together.
Like he knows Arsenal's got this shit. Like, okay, Speedy, but I'm going to call him Arsenal because he's fucking Arsenal.
It's Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal.
Because it bugs me that Speedy is Green Arrow's sidekick and not Flash's sidekick.
I've always fucking hated that name, Speedy. Yeah, always hated the name Speedy. Anyways.
But with what they're doing, like, you know, obviously Deathstroke is in play. He was a big part of the Judas contract. You know, and he's been a big part of a lot of the recent animated films too.
Are we talking about Deathstroke here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
didn't they kill him off in one of them?
No.
I can't remember which one. I thought they killed him.
It was one of the ones with Damien. I want to say Son of Batman.
Yeah,
it was Damien versus Deathstroke.
But then again, it's Deathstroke, so.
But I think he got away before being killed.
Pretty sure.
But in the very beginning of the trailer, we see Jericho sitting there in the chair. So I mean, there's a lot of the classic aspects from the comic story they bring in, but there's a lot of new stuff that doesn't seem like it's going to tie into that classic story. But there again, it's the DC animated universe and the way they've went through things. Dick Grayson's an adult, like he's been established as Nightwing for fucking ever. We're not going to get him debuting as Nightwing. We're not going to, specifically for this film. So that stuff's going to have to come as flashbacks. Yeah. But
now, like, I mean, while we're singing the praises of the DC animated universe, I mean, like it has its faults because they they do only come out with these like maybe twice a year.
Yeah,
twice a year, and they're so like they treat us more like we're already up on the information. They don't care about the lead-in really so much. So there's so many gaps to fill. And again, 2 a year. Like, we're not going to get those gaps filled.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, this is for the actual comic book reader. Watch it, move the fuck on. And, I mean, that's DC WB right there.
I think that reason alone is is kind of why they usually lean towards doing Batman ones, because everybody knows who Batman is, and especially with the Nolan trilogy, and then now with what we have right now, Batman is always going to be a big name. So it's kind of, they're always the go-to character that they're like, yeah, we know for sure we can make a few bucks off of them. And me as a Batman fan, I've got to say, like, I'm getting kind of tired of all this Batman oversaturation bullshit.
Right?
Like,
that's the same thing I was saying about the Joker.
Justice League Dark animated movie coming out. Justice League Dark looks so dope. And then Teen Titans, this is, the second Teen Titans animated movie they've done in the past, year?
Yeah.
But you got to think, this Teen Titans movie, like Justice League Dark, has Batman. Justice League versus...
don't get me wrong, I understand that.
Yeah, Justice League versus Teen Titans, Batman.
Still have Batman.
Teen Titans, Judas Contract?
I don't think we actually saw Batman.
No Batman. No Batman in the Teen Titans Judas Contract, as we know so far.
So far.
Right.
Somewhere.
It could be a secret character.
They have Dick Grayson and Damian both in the Batcave. So
yeah.
I guarantee.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna see Batman. But I mean, we're probably gonna see Batman.
Either way, like,
you're gonna be like, this doesn't survive without Batman.
It's still gonna be a good movie.
What was our company founded on? Oh, that's right, fucking Superman.
By a year.
2 years, wasn't it?
Nope, almost exactly 1 year.
Really?
As far as I remember.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
I thought it was 2 years.
I have burned out a few brain cells in my day, so
wait.
Short-term memories.
This replica giant ass Action Comics on my wall says fucking 1938. So, yeah, you're right.
But I mean, Dick Grayson only trails Batman by a year.
And it still took him until the 80s to become Nightwing. Anyways, okay. That became a much longer conversation than I thought it would. Moving on from that. Oh shit! I just fucked the table up. Iron Fist. Iron Fist had a big old trailer come out. This is our next installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Netflix-wise.
Which, as they're showing us in this trailer, they introduce him as the Final Defender, which, as we know, they've been setting up the Defender series.
True. And now, Odle, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about the trailer a little bit, and then I'm going to bring up my opinion about that Final Defender thing.
And I'm also in agreement that Odle should take this one over because out of the three of us, he's the biggest Iron Fist fan. And honestly, like, that's one of the biggest reasons I'm excited for this show is for his excitement.
Mutual excitement, yeah. So go ahead, go for it.
So the first thing we see is Danny Rand walking into Rand Enterprises. Hi, I'm Danny Rand. I've been away for a long time. And
it's fucking Oliver Queen. I'm sorry. It's fucking Oliver Queen. Or Bruce Wayne. Either way.
Okay, a little bit. And he gets carted away by security guards because, to everyone's knowledge, he's been dead for 10 years. So that's to be expected. And after looking and knowing, like, some of the characters that are going to be in the show, one of the big reasons that he comes back in the Marvel premiere run is to exact revenge on Harold Meacham, who... the origin that his father, Harold, his mother, and him were hiking and to find the mystical city of Kunlun, which is where Danny does his training to become the Iron Fist. Harold basically kills both of his parents, leaves him for dead, and goes back to take over the corporation. So I feel like Danny's parents are dead. He's been gone all this time. It's still called Rand Enterprises because it's just a name, but Harold Meacham has been running the corporation because he was co-founder with Danny's father. So I feel like that's going to be probably our first half of the series is finding out. I feel like Danny's going to find out that Harold set up the jet explosion or failure, whatever happened to trap them in the mountains.
And now, not to run the joke into the ground, not even really joking. Like I'm wondering, are they going to do some sort of like episode to episode flashback, kind of like
That's
Arrow
exactly
does?
what I was thinking.
Because I mean, you got to think they've done that with most of them so far.
They've got to cover his training. And shit.
Yeah. So I feel like we are going to get that. We're going to get the Arrow on the island flashbacks. Yeah. But we also had our Luke Cage in prison flashbacks. We had our Jessica Jones flashbacks to when she was under the Purple Man's control.
We had Daredevil flashbacks
to when he was a kid.
Him and
yeah, true. It seems that I never noticed it before now, but it seems to be a theme.
Yeah. So what we're not getting is 3 or 4 episodes of an origin. We're getting our main story with flashbacks to the origins.
Okay.
So
God damn it, Marvel, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So like I guarantee they're going to do that. But throughout the trailer, we see Colleen Wing come in, which has been one of Danny's, you can't call her a sidekick because she's been more of a partner in all of this. And we saw her come into play in the last episode of Luke Cage, where Claire picks off a tab from a flyer of martial arts training run by Colleen Wing. And later in the Iron Fist trailer, she makes the comment, "You need me. Like, you can't do this on your own. You need me."
They always fucking need her.
And she is a very skilled martial artist. She's very skilled with a sword.
She's fucking night nurse, dude.
No, not Claire. Colleen.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Claire.
No, but she's been like one of our few constants throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw her in the trailer for this.
Yeah. And and she even starts talking that basically we're forming a team and all that. So obviously we know right from the get-go that at some point, and it's probably going to be fairly early on in the series because all of the trailers for the shows we've gotten have given us like no more than 3 episodes worth of material, like the first 3 episodes, because like in the season 2 Daredevil trailers, we thought we were getting stuff from like way deep in, and all this stuff happened really early on, especially with the Punisher.
They know what they're doing.
So
gorgeous. So
I really think like Kari Andrews, who did the Iron Fist: The Living Weapon series, he's the one who came up with the glowing skeletal fist. So, and we see that in the trailers when he starts activating the Iron Fist ability. That's what turns into his hand. Instead of his hand being like engulfed in flames, it becomes more of a glowing skeletal fist.
Cool.
So we've got a lot of elements from multiple Iron Fist comics coming into play to form this show, but it's still going to be that, Netflix origin, Netflix storyline. So I have, like we've said, 100% faith in Disney Marvel, and
honestly, in my opinion, with these Netflix shows, if anything in the Marvel movies, in Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the exception of shit like maybe Ant-Man and like Ms. Marvel that's coming out, they all need origin stories because no one really, like the general public and even somewhat comic readers, don't really know. Like, I didn't really know the origin of Jessica Jones. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, out of all of them, Daredevil is probably the most well known.
I don't know. Harkening back to Ant-Man, I feel like they gave us during that film 2 different Ant-Man's origins. Like, I mean,
yeah,
they skipped over the first ones. Hank Pym, they skipped over his pretty quickly, but I mean, the whole movie is basically Scott Lang's origins, and then and then with Avengers: Infinity War, I feel like that's where we're gonna get Miss Marvel's. Like, I feel like they're gonna like slide some of her in there, then her movie's gonna come out and she's gonna go full force.
Well, going back to Ant-Man, I feel like this Ant-Man Wasp movie that's going to be coming out, we're going to go a little more into Hank Pym because I think we're going to figure out what happened to his wife.
I feel like didn't they do that during the first?
We know what happened, but we don't know if she's gone.
Like, I feel like she's going to be coming back.
No, okay. All right, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's still more.
If that's going to be a plot point at all, I guarantee they're going to do a little bit of backstory again. Like a little bit more, a little deeper. Because pretty much the only thing they showed was just that one scene with them both in suits. You can't even see her face.
That's such a great fucking scene, too. You can't see her face, but it was a great scene.
It was a good scene.
It's a great scene when you can watch a woman, but you don't actually have to see what she's doing.
And to touch a little bit more on the genius of Marvel, you never see her face throughout that whole movie. You never see her face because they had not cast her yet.
They had yet. Yeah.
And so Marvel, when they cast someone, with a few exceptions, that is their role in the Marvel universe.
It doesn't matter to Disney at all. Like they don't care if they haven't cast the part yet. They don't care if the character died. They're fucking moving ahead. They're gonna get their story. They're gonna make billions of dollars every year, no matter what.
Well,
I love it.
With these movies, they are playing the long game.
Oh yeah.
And the Infinity War.
I'm sure if Robert Downey Jr. died tomorrow, they've got a fucking contingency plan. They probably have 3.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But the Infinity War, like behind the scenes video thing that we watched.
Yeah.
They said that as soon as they started this in 2008 with Iron Man, they were already planning way ahead.
And they're full of shit on that one.
Okay. I say they're full of shit up until maybe Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they went on record multiple times saying that, like, Iron Man was a fucking
shot in the dark. Yeah.
And obviously, The Incredible Hulk wasn't a blockbuster, so to speak.
Oh, that was a great movie. I loved that.
I personally love that movie.
Yeah.
But, like, all in all, you ask anybody that is familiar with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dude, that's usually one of the ones that's on the bottom of their list. And I don't know why. But
it's because of Abomination. Everyone will tell you it's because of Abomination.
I disliked Thor: The Dark World more.
Yeah, yeah, that's
and
one
I
of my
still
lowest
didn't
rankings.
hate that movie. So,
no.
But
But yeah.
Going back to the topic at hand with Iron Fist, I think we're gonna get what we've got with all of our other Netflix shows. We're gonna get that origin coming to us in bits and pieces throughout probably about the first half of the series, and we're gonna get this developing story all throughout that's gonna keep you on the edge of your seat the whole time because of Iron Fist being that more action-packed type of character.
yeah.
You think of a kung fu type of setting. You think of like the old Bruce Lee movies and Jackie Chan stuff and all that, where it was action after action after action. And I think this is going to be a slow build to that, but once it starts, it's going to go deep because we don't even know who the big bad is yet.
My ultimate opinion of the trailer is it looks like a fucking awesome kung fu movie.
Yeah,
Like I could definitely get into that.
That's what they were saying before was with these Netflix shows, each one kind of has their own like genre almost.
Yeah.
Luke Cage was supposed to be like one of those like 70s like what's it called? Blaxploitation or some shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like what Shaft was. You know what I mean? Like the real strong black
Fucking Black
like,
Dynamite.
figure.
Obviously
exactly.
Jessica Jones. You had your
Jessica Jones was supposed to be the more
Crime
grittier
drama.
Crime. Yeah, exactly. And they were saying that Iron Fist was supposed to be more of the classic kung fu type feel. So,
which is going to be
what else
so
would you
great.
expect from it?
So here's my thing on the whole Iron Fist situation. Actually, more on Defenders, if anything. With Daredevil, it leaves it open to go into something else. Hell, it leaves it open to go into 2 something else's, which after Defenders, I'm pretty sure we're going to hear something about Punisher.
Actually, I was going to say,
Punisher's
did
already
anybody
confirmed.
hear that?
Well, no,
I've seen that
Punisher's
they released
confirmed.
a couple set images from Punisher series already.
Punisher's
That's a couple days, like maybe 2-3 days ago. I saw it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, it was nothing more than just Shane. What's his name? I don't know. He's Shane from Walking Dead. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
John Barathol.
Yeah.
It was just a couple pictures of him. Just
Oh yeah, one of them was jumping over a police car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
cool.
he's in a
Well,
white t-shirt and a jacket jumping.
I
over a
didn't
police
expect it until after Defenders, but either way, like, I mean, I knew it would be after Defenders we'd be getting our Punisher fix.
car. Yeah.
So, like, Daredevil left off with Daredevil could go anywhere. Punisher's got his own shit he's about to get into. Cool. Luke Cage, and I'm about to get into why the whole Defenders thing bothers me because of Luke Cage. Luke Cage leads off with, like, where does this go? Jessica Jones, if they really wanted to, they could stop there. If it wasn't profitable, they could have killed it, like, immediately.
Yeah. But honestly, that was one of my favorites out of all of them.
Oh, yeah. No, Jessica Jones is awesome.
Mainly
She's going to be in
mainly
Defenders.
because David Tennant, but
Yeah.
all in all, that whole show that whole series, it was dope.
Yeah. And they're going to pick her back up in Defenders. It leads in easily to Luke Cage. So, like, I mean, she has her segue. Here's the thing that bothers me. Luke Cage's ending. And, again, spoilers. If you haven't heard, like, I mean, I don't know. Skip ahead, like, 10 minutes. Like,
I think
if you
we've already
haven't
established, like,
there are going to be
7
spoilers.
episodes
But I
back
feel
that
like
we're
we should
gonna
announce
talk
them
about
every
spoil.
time. So, anyways.
As long as it's something that we know the ending to, we're probably going to spoil it.
So Luke Cage ends with him in the cop car. Shouldn't there be a Luke Cage season 2 before Defenders? I get that, like, probably the early part of Defenders is going to be them busting Luke Cage out or something like that. But it feels like there's this whole other story that needs to take place before Defenders.
I think
And maybe it will.
Well, I think that within Defenders, in our first, I'm going to say in our first 4 episodes of Defenders, we're going to get what happens to them to bring them together. We're going to get a Daredevil episode, we're going to get a Jessica Jones episode, a Luke Cage episode, an Iron Fist episode, bringing them together through Claire.
Right now, with 2 seasons of Daredevil, I can see Matt Murdock ascending to something more. Iron Fist, like, alone, just by itself, I haven't even seen it. It's not out yet. I get that he could defend a bigger plane. But Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they're very small time players. She had a very focused story. It wasn't about defending New York. It wasn't about saving everyone.
Well,
it was it was more about, like, protecting the people she knew and destroying something that had plagued her the entire time. Yeah, that was the main focus. Luke Cage, it was about Harlem, not New York. Harlem. Just fucking Harlem. Like,
just Harlem.
And he barely wanted to ascend to that. Like, he begrudgingly still, at the very end, is like, oh, okay, I saved Harlem, but whatever. I don't fucking care. Like, so long as the right's been done. You know? Like, he doesn't care about being a hero. Like, I feel like there's still so much growth for just those 2 characters that we aren't going to get to. Like, it's going to go too quickly in Defenders to get them to that point to where they're like, hey, want to join this team with all these other superpowered people and defend the entire fucking world? Like, and maybe it's not the entire fucking world, but it's way bigger than they're used to.
Well, and I feel like, you know, Luke Cage has always been kind of a begrudging superhero.
Yeah.
He's never really been super gung-ho about saving people, saving the
he's
world.
He's more of a follower, isn't he?
No, he's a good leader.
Holy shit, I want to apologize if you heard that fucking motorcycle in the background. Like, usually it's not this loud on my street, and we don't have, like, a studio, so...
But, I mean, for fuck's sake, Luke led the Avengers for the longest time. He led the Secret Avengers for the longest time.
Yeah, but who really remembers that other than you?
A lot of people who read, like, a lot of 90s and 2000s Marvel.
And where are they now?
Still reading Marvel.
Still reading Marvel.
Begrudgingly.
Still reading Marvel. Right? They haven't gone to DC.
But, you know, Luke Cage really got, like, excited about superhero work when it was that. It was work. He was getting money. Heroes for hire.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, Danny Rand, Iron Fist seemed to be, like, the leader force in their team-up. Like, I mean, Danny Rand would be the one, like, let's go do this. And he'd be like, are we getting paid? And Danny'd be like, fuck yes. And they'd be like, okay then. I mean, like, Danny was the one who was like,
kinda, yeah, actually.
When he's with Jessica, it's like, fucking follow me and do the right thing. You're not getting none of this. Like,
well, but like there were a lot of times in the Luke Cage shoes where he was doing the right thing to do the right thing.
Yeah, I'm
because
not saying
he was
he's
done
a bad
so wrong.
guy or he's like Wolverine-ish, you know, like where he can turn
he's not
a blind
entirely motivated by money.
Yeah,
but in the comics, starting out, it helps.
Usually other people that gets Luke Cage to go do shit. I mean, even when he's like around Spider-Man, it's like Spider-Man's the one's like, you gonna fucking help me or what? Because like I kind of need your shit right now.
Yeah,
and he's like, fuck, fine, all right. So, like, I mean, he's always seemed to be a follower without being a peon, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay. But, yeah, either way, like, I mean, the series looks great. We're trailing on, like, a lot more than we expected to. Honestly, I figured we'd be done by now. We're at about an hour and a half in. So, and we're only about halfway through the show.
It seems like every episode we're surprised on how much we trail off.
Right?
About shit.
Okay, so one last trailer to talk about. We're gonna try not let's really
we gotta keep this one contained with as much as we've went off.
We haven't really talked a lot about Iron Fist though, so I feel like that's why
we've mentioned it a few times. Yeah, like I said every time. Like,
but we never really got.
Man. I'm almost 30. But I am super fucking excited for this movie.
Okay, yes, Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god! If like you've had to have seen at least a teaser or something up to this point.
At least the first trailer.
Watch that final trailer. It is so great.
Oh my god! Like just thinking about it, I'm getting chills.
It's Disney goddamn magic.
And after you watch that trailer, go back and watch that one trailer they did where they cut it side by side with the original.
Yeah.
Oh, did they do that?
And it goes like seriously every
the first trailer they did. They put side by side the animated trailer.
I want to see
it's
that.
Crazy.
I never saw that. That sounds like a great way to spend my evening.
You're missing out.
Yeah. No, but oh wow. This final trailer. Like I mean, we've seen
Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Yeah,
we've seen like all of the
furniture. We've seen the Beast. We've seen Belle. I don't think we saw the yellow dress till now. Like maybe in images.
We've seen images, but this is the first time we've seen it in motion. And oh my god,
Emma
Watson in that dress.
There was a video that came out just of Emma Watson singing one of the songs. I don't think it was Beauty and the Beast.
Tales of the Stuff.
No. Wasn't it one of the songs from the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
But she was singing it in the final trailer too.
So everything you've wanted, like you got these teasers, you got these images, everything you wanted to see in motion, you get to see. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are like, I don't fucking think I can handle how great this movie is going to be. This trailer was everything I wanted. I'm going to stop here.
Well, because
I can't handle it.
Finally, and in this trailer, we see more Gaston, and we see how how truly self-absorbed he is with himself, how he's supposed to be.
I can't fucking wait for the Gaston song.
Oh, yes.
I can't wait. Like, I mean, and they show part of
them
scene,
dancing,
like singing on the tables.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so great. Okay, here's the thing, fellas. All right, like we can all be as macho as we want to, but. You know what? Along with Toy Story and Hercules and all that shit, we saw Beauty and the Beast. We saw fucking Cinderella. We saw Snow White. We saw these movies, whether we wanted to admit it or not. And now,
I fully admit it, dude. I grew up on Disney movies. I grew up on all Disney.
I was all over Disney as a kid.
Give me the more boy-oriented ones.
I played Gaston in a school play.
I knew Pocahontas songs by heart. So, fucking, like, my sister watched it so much, I knew those songs. So, like, you know, we watched these movies. we want these live action movies.
Yes.
And again, Disney is just fucking killing it. From what I've heard, I haven't seen Cinderella, but it was great.
I haven't seen
what
it
I've
either.
heard. Like, I mean, I feel like that was...
said that this new Jungle Book was really good too,
yes,
right?
I watched The Jungle Book. I sat down and I watched it with my two boys, and it was really good. I will say this. Christopher Walken is too Christopher Walken to play... I can't even remember the...
King Louis, wasn't
King
it?
Louis, yes. King Louis.
It's actually physically impossible to tone down.
Man cub.
Christopher Walken.
I want to be like you. Like, it's fucking weird, but
Did he start talking about his like somebody's father's watch?
God,
How he
I
got
wish.
it out of the
The
can?
Bruce Willis comes out. Not even like Bruce Willis is a fucking animal, but just like Bruce Willis is walking through the jungle. He's like, "What's up, guys?"
Just Bruce Willis.
Just Bruce Willis. That's all you need. No, but like I will admit that King Louis was a little weird because it's Christopher Walken, but the rest of the movie is great. Fucking, you've got Ben Kingsley as Bagheera.
ScarJo.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. You've got fucking God damn it, Bill Murray. You got Bill Murray as Baloo. Like, it's just so good. So like I really enjoyed this movie. The kid, I don't even know the actor's name, but the kid they got was just great. He got it.
So
So
Disney's live action of all of their classic animated films so far has, from what I've seen, what I've been told, is just so on point.
yeah.
And especially here in a little bit, if you get a chance to watch the side by side trailer, you will see just how these trailers and how much these movies are like the originals.
I entirely intend on watching Cinderella. Like, because honestly, I understand why. I feel like maybe they undersold it because they weren't sure how good this was gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, and then Cinderella did okay, so they played up Jungle Book a little bit, and now it's like fucking Beauty and the Beast is all over your face. So, oh, did we get disconnected from Bob? Oh shit.
I think we did.
So yeah, we're gonna call Bob. This is one of those things. God damn it, Bob better be here next time. I can't answer his call on my phone because we won't fucking hear him. So I've got to log on to Facebook real quick, guys. Anyways, yes, it seems like Beauty and the Beast is like they've gone full force. They know what they're doing, and they want us to love it as much as we love the original.
And there's no doubt in my mind that we are going to. I feel like at this point we're going to love it more than the original, and we're going to grow a deeper appreciation for the original as well.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my boy to see this.
I will.
Sorry
we're calling
about that.
Bob back.
Yeah, we're calling Bob back
So-
right now.
Let's
Hey, Bob.
let's get our videos turned off.
Just turn your video chat off.
Put it away, Bob. Put it away.
I don't know how to turn the video off.
There should be like a button. All right, yeah, you're done. All right, we got disconnected. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on from Beauty and the Beast. It looks great. It sounds great, and everything makes me want to change my pants. I mean, fucking now,
one
like
thing
right
I
now,
wanna-
I'm thinking about it. And I want to fucking come. So.
One thing.
No.
What? Are you?
Bob, your service is
Voice
terrible.
cast of this movie.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You went into
What I
robot
wanted to say
mode.
before I got cut off the first time was that the voice cast on this movie is fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the live action cast. I can't really tell who that is that plays Gaston, but that point when he's looking in the mirror and he's like, "No one deserves you." You know what I mean?
Fuck, that's gonna be great.
I couldn't ask for
Oh
anything
my god.
better. I couldn't ask for anything.
Bob, you're breaking up like fucking crazy. Alright, here, like, I'm gonna keep my Facebook page open. I'm gonna cancel our call. Call me back. Okay? I'm gonna keep the...
All right. Well,
Dude, we can't hear you. I'm gonna cancel the call. Call me back. Okay. Oh shit! All right, we're gonna move on while we wait for Bob to call back. We've got some behind-the-scenes DC news on two fronts, actually. Real quick mention: it looks like CW is optioning Black Lantern, or not Black Lantern, but Black Lightning.
God, Black Lanterns. Oh, can we get that in the CW universe?
Oh fuck no!
We'd have to get so much Green Lantern before we got that.
Right. Wow. Like, I mean, we'd have to get so much superhero death.
Oh, man.
And Bob's telling us to go ahead and finish. We're going to go ahead and finish without Bob. We promise he'll be here for future episodes. But anyways, yes. Black Lightning, a very obscure character you've probably never heard of. I don't know. If you're the casual viewer, you've probably never heard of Black Lightning, but Fox passed on this. I guess they were optioning a pilot. It didn't go well, and now CW's like, fuck it, come over here. Like, we've made everything else work. Fucking Supergirl failed, and now it's fucking popular as ever. So...
that's why I'm really hopeful that the Constantine animated gets them
onto a third season with a live action. Like, I wouldn't even be upset if they were like, the animated Constantine is the second season. I'd be like, okay, let's go with it. But no, Black Lightning. That's all really that we've gotten on that. We have no cast. We have nothing else. We don't know where it's going to tie in, if it's going to start on Arrow or Flash. From what I understand, it's supposed to be Berlantiverse, but we'll see.
I mean, there is so little wrong with the Berlantiverse. I mean, you can sit and you can nitpick away at it.
Yeah.
Especially some of the seasons of Arrow with too much love triangle bullshit.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Berlantiverse so far is what is redeeming live action DC.
Yeah. But moving on from that to other live action DC that is becoming less and less redeemable. We have lost Ben Affleck as the director of Batman, and honestly, the news. It's not like he came out. It's not like he came out and said it, but you could see it in interviews, which I watched. You could just hear it from the little quotes that he would give. He was getting so fucking frustrated with people. Because the minute it came out, Ben Affleck's working on Batman, people expected that the script was fucking done. And, apparently that's all he ever got was, where the fuck's Batman? Where the fuck's Batman? And I saw this one interview where he's like, it's just so, people are on me all the time. It's like, please, just let me work. And I was like, fuck, I get it. Yeah. Why wouldn't you jump off of that project and be like, you know what? I did my part for the script. I'm going to leave this up to Jeff and whoever they get us.
Which, who did they end up getting again?
Fuck, I don't know. Bob knew that. I didn't even know that they had announced someone else working with Jeff Johns, but... yeah, apparently they did get a second, a replacement writer already for Ben Affleck, but he's still playing Batman.
Matt Reeves.
Okay. He did what movies? We were just talking. Oh, the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah, he did the Planet of the Apes movies.
A while back, War of the Planet of the Apes trailer came out. We're not going to go into detail about that, but check it out. It's really cool. I like this series so far. Anyways, yeah.
He also did Cloverfield, which I thought Cloverfield was fantastic.
I love Cloverfield, yeah. I'm a found footage, connoisseur. Since,
like Cloverfield, Super 8, all that kind of stuff.
Blair Witch back, yeah. Fucking, not so Blair Witch, but the Blair Witch Project, I guess.
I feel like this was a good choice. It'll be a good choice. But
he's not
their
a terrible
record,
writer. It's okay, go ahead.
With the track record they have with their live action right now, it's questionable at best.
Yeah. They had so many problems with the Flash, which was already supposed to be filming. They were supposed to be filming Flash a little while back.
Yeah.
Aquaman just started filming. Like nothing's been confirmed, but you hear through the grapevine there's some problems. Also, they announced Black Manta for Aquaman, and you just know they're going to compromise on the fucking costume. If you got Black Manta, have the stupid fucking helmet. The fucking threatening Darth Vader-esque type fucking
like big
villain.
Bug.
Because he's a badass. His actions should speak more than his costume.
Yeah.
Like if fucking Aquaman's wearing like bright green and bright orange, it shouldn't matter so long as he's a fucking conqueror. You know? I mean, they still have him in the classic outfit in the comics, so why do we need this tattooed up fucking, like,
dark
Dothraki goddamn Aquaman? So, yeah, no, I have so many problems with the DC universe, and just Ben Affleck jumping off of Batman just shows me that people can do whatever the fuck they want over there. Like, it should be like, okay, if you cancel on us now, you're gonna get fined. You know, you're gonna get fucking fined.
I mean, finding Ben Affleck, I don't think he would find that big of a deal because it's Ben Affleck.
Yeah, but still, it's like, I mean, some of these projects that he's done on his own have been partially personally funded. So,
yeah,
still finding him would make it'd be like, dude, fucking finish what you started. Like, I mean, there's no comprehensive reactions over at DC. They're like, well, we lost another director. Who we got on fucking retainer?
Well, and you gotta think of all of the shit that they've went through, and it's like, here's his vision.
I don't even think
and here's what they're telling him to do.
It's not shit they've went through. It's shit that they're just fucking ignoring.
Yeah.
They're like, well, there are a lot of fucking problems here. Wait a minute, what? We don't have any fucking problems. Never mind that. Let's just keep going. We're gonna make Avengers money, guys. Now, like, I mean, yeah, they probably expect fucking Justice League to beat out fucking Force Awakens, and it's just not gonna happen. Oh shit! I dropped my pen. It's just not gonna happen.
Like I've said so many times before, they're trying to move too fast. And they're expecting too much.
So we lost Ben Affleck as Batman writer. Who knows what that means? Like, I mean, they've done this before. Like Batman Forever, they had some shit from Tim Burton. Tim Burton was still like, here's some shit. You know, do what you do with it what you will. And they were like, oh great. And they fucking threw that out the window, and they just went with whatever. It's basically what Disney did with George Lucas on Episode 7, but that worked because they're fucking Disney.
Well, but isn't that string of Batman movies? They made the movies for the toys.
No, like apparently Batman Forever was supposed to be geared in between those two. Like they were giving Joel Schumacher a little more leeway, and then it seemed like. And Chris O'Donnell said this himself in an interview once. It felt like with Batman and Robin, they were making a toy commercial. They weren't making a Batman movie.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it did the first time out. So, yeah, like, it's fucking WB DC, and it's just awful. And you know what? I don't care. At this point, I don't care if they have Jeff Johns over top of it, because it's obvious that's not going to make any fucking difference. So, all right, moving on from that, we've got our last bit of discussion here. Square Enix announced that they are making an Avengers game, which just like on the tip of your tongue sounds like an awesome idea. But let's also remember that this is the franchise that made Final Fantasy 13, a critically destroyed game. And then they went ahead and made 2 fucking sequels, even though the second game was even more fucking hated. Final Fantasy 13 2, and then they made a fucking follow-up with Lightning. So...
Well, also, we have Kingdom Hearts 2, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6.
all the things...
So...
The 70 games that are going to get us to 3, and a confirmed 3, but no fucking news on 3.
Which kind of brings up a question. Could this be... Could this lead into that? Could this deal between Square Enix and...
Fucking no.
Do you think this is going to start leading to Marvel characters being in Kingdom Hearts?
Here's the thing. I'm saying this like I'm fucking surprised, but like when they first bought Disney, or Disney first bought Marvel, I knew this was an option. And I'm not a fan of the Kingdom Hearts games. I find it fucking unapologetically offensive to the fucking Disney lore. Like, I mean, okay, we've got Donald Duck, who's a goddamn coward. Like, an absolute, not a redeemable coward. No, he's a to his bones, fucking sell you one of his nephews just to save his own ass coward. We've got Goofy, who can barely tie his own shoes without causing, like, $50,000 in property damage. And we've got Mickey Mouse, who's the most fucking
harmless, precious thing.
Just the most not passive aggressive, but
passive. He's not even really passive because he does save Minnie a lot.
You never see him hit anyone. Okay, he's clever, he gets out of situations, but he's so kind and lovable. And he's a fucking badass. And I hate these games because of that shit. Because they took these characters and they're presenting them to you like, oh, these are the characters you know and love on a new adventure. No, they're not the characters we know and love. They're completely fucking different. And now we've got Iron Man in the mix. like, I hate it. I just hate it. I'm sorry. Like, I haven't played the games. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But I know the stories from front to back because I know people who've played the games. I dated a girl who was, like, just obsessed with the games. I know the stories. I know how they begin, how they end, and the road they take. And I still fucking hate them. And I have bought 1 and 2, and someday I might actually play them. I'm flirting with the idea, but I fucking hate the concept so much. And if that's what 3 is waiting on, is this fucking Avengers game, then I don't want this Avengers game. I already kind of don't want it anyways, because it's Square Enix. I don't fucking care.
I mean, looks-wise, I think it would make a very graphically pleasing, like, visually pleasing game. I think we would get like some of the Iron Man games and Spider-Man games, stuff like that we've gotten that have been a little clunky. Well, like the new Spider-Man game we're getting is shaping up to be a beautiful looking game.
It's not Square Enix, though. I mean, right. But still, yeah.
I personally would like to see a new type of Ultimate Alliance kind of game.
Right? Yes. Where's Ultimate Alliance 3?
Like, I really think that if they're going to go any route, that would be a great route to go down.
Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance 3 by Marvel and Square Enix.
Ultimate Alliance 2 on PS2 still goes for like $30+ bucks. Yeah. That's like it's used top shelf priced at fucking GameStop. So, yeah, like, I mean, where is Ultimate Alliance 3? But more importantly, it's just, okay, Final Fantasy 15 looks gorgeous. They fixed a lot of the things people had a problem with 13, especially the 13 set you on a path. And I mean, I don't mean that story-wise. I mean, like, there's a line. You fucking run down that line, and that's what you're wasting your gameplay on, is just running. Running from this fucking cutscene to the next fucking cutscene. So you
and
can
that's
get
what a
into
lot of that was cutscenes.
Yeah. So, like, they fixed that. It's a little more open world. You have some more options.
A lot more open world.
And
15 is actually a really good game.
The fighting went back to what they were building on with 12. Yeah. 12 was a great new fucking battle system, and I'm glad they revisited that. But still, what have you really heard about 15 in the mainstream? Like, nobody's really talking about 15. Like, maybe it's because a lot of people have passed it up because of 13, but...
Well, it had a lot of sales, but a lot of the talk for it has died down now because almost everyone's beat the game. But now...
And that's a problem.
But now we're starting to get that DLC. The first 2 DLC packs we've gotten essentially teasers for.
I hadn't heard about the DLC. I'm glad they're going that route rather than like, here's Final Fantasy fucking 15 too, but it has nothing to do with any of the other shit. And then the third one we'll get back to the other shit.
Yeah, like the way they're doing this is each piece of DLC is
expanding on each of the characters because you have a party of 4. You don't pick up party members. You don't like swap in and out party members. You know, occasionally there's going to be a part where it's your main character and someone else for a little bit. And then your party comes back together. Someone may leave the party for a little bit, but it's always these 4 guys.
Cool.
And so each DLC is going to expand and give you playtime as the other 3 guys.
Okay.
Among other things. One of the mentions was multiplayer.
Okay.
So they're doing things right. They're doing things really right this time.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's like you hear Square Enix, Avengers. What the fuck do these have any business being together for other than Kingdom Hearts, maybe?
My hope still lies in Ultimate Alliance.
Maybe.
I can dream.
Maybe.
I can dream.
Maybe.
I can dream.
You know what I still want is a fucking, like, since Capcom versus Marvel 2, like, we haven't gotten a good Marvel fighting game. I want that.
Don't we? There's a Capcom Marvel game coming out. Like
Is there?
Capcom versus Marvel 3.
They did announce that. No. 3 has been out, and then they've also got Ultimate 3.
But there's a new Capcom versus Marvel coming out.
Still, we did that. Like, 2 games seemed like a lot for that concept, but it worked. And then 3 games, and then a third game. Like, god damn it.
And that spawned the Mortal Kombat DC. And then I think, didn't that spawn Injustice?
Kind of. Like, they were like, okay, we don't want to break off with NetherRealm all the way, but we fucked up. Fucked up pretty bad over there. Let's come up with an original story and see how that goes. And it went great.
Yeah.
So anyways, Square Enix Avengers game, that's coming out. Get your pre-orders in, whatever the fuck you want. You're probably wasting your money, either way.
We don't even know what the game is.
We don't know shit about the game.
Just go ahead and pre-order.
Like, they haven't announced a voice cast. They haven't announced story.
They haven't announced, like, characters.
The trailer is just your basic run-of-the-mill, just, like, shots of a fucking shield, shots of a gauntlet. Like, who fucking cares? And yet still I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give a shit about this like 4 months down the road. Okay, so guys, we have, and I forgot to mention this at the very beginning, we've got a new show coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks from the upload date of this, which is the day before Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know. I'm not the guy to be making that. I'm single. I don't fucking care. Odle is happily married. You fucking tell him
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
You hear that love? That's love. Me, I'm like, fucking don't waste too much money. Fucking go to a restaurant. Like, don't go to a restaurant. Cook for the bitch. Cook for that bitch. Cook for that bitch, then go watch a movie.
Or have your bitch cook for you. Whatever works.
Then go to bed and have sex if you're not too tired. There's your Valentine's Day. That's a realistic Valentine's Day right there. So, anyways, we're uploading this the day before Valentine's Day. This on Monday the 13th. 2 weeks from that day, we are unveiling our new show called Commoner's Commentary. And I know that's not like crazy big news because we've talked about it. Like, we talked about it months and months and months and months ago.
But now it's actually coming to you.
It's actually going to happen. We've already got a plan. We're getting the equipment. It's going to happen. So, and Bob will actually be here. So what we're going to do is we each pick 3 movies. Just a variety of I can't even there's no theme here. We picked 3 movies out of our brains that we were like, this will be an awesome thing. And what we're gonna do is whatever movie we pick out of this atypical fedora I got in high school, we're going to do an audio commentary for that film.
the idea is basically we'll do an intro. We'll tell you when we're about to start the film. You start it along with us, and you watch that movie volume down with us talking about it.
Have you ever watched the commentary on a DVD and you find out things about the movie or the people in the movie that you wouldn't have known otherwise? This is kind of like that, only it's just our personal opinions and how we enjoy the movie.
Bunch of fucking idiots talking about shit we don't really understand.
We're probably going to be drinking, so...
there'll definitely be drinking. There's drinking right now.
Especially depending on the movie, there may be heavy drinking.
Oh, shit. Okay, so we've got our hat mixed up here. Odle, since you mixed up the hat, I'm going to go ahead and do the honors. Our first film that we're going to do audio commentary on Commoners commentary for is Hook.
Yes!
Okay, fuck. I was worried about this one because I wasn't sure we could come up with enough material.
You don't think we're going to be able to nitpick this movie?
I don't think I'm going to be able to nitpick this movie. It's a great movie. It's tight.
This is one of our favorite Captain Hook renditions. Always will be. Robin Williams as Peter Pan. And there's so much in this movie. But we are going to pick this movie apart, especially now, being years later. We're not kids enthralled by the idea.
I'm gonna say this. I'm probably just upset because Monkey Up didn't get chose. If you're unfamiliar with Monkey Up, it is an Air Bud franchise, and this is the way it's advertised on the case. It was an Air Bud franchise movie that I saw at the corner of my eye during a shopping trip at Kroger, and all I know about the movie, I didn't even read the fucking back of it. I haven't read shit about it. All I know about the movie is that there are 4 monkeys on the cover of this DVD in a flying red fucking classic convertible, all in various states of dress. They're wearing different costumes. That's all I need. That's all I need to know about this movie. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enter Monkey Up into the drawing. And I'm also.
It stays in the drawing though.
Yeah, we're gonna add. I think what we'll do is we'll keep these ones back, and then we'll add one movie that we'll all agree upon, or maybe we'll do a poll or something to add in place of Hook, which we have now chosen, and I lost already. So
we know what it is.
We know it is. But anyways, yes, join us in 2 weeks. We're going to do an audio commentary for Hook, where we're going to fucking tear this movie apart. We're going to love this movie. We're going to shit on this movie. We're going to fucking jerk this movie off and then tell it isn't big enough. So that's what we're going to do to this movie. We're that kind of whore. So anyways, yeah, join us for that. As always, like the Sorta My Brand page on Facebook, like Sorta My Comics for all your comic book news. Like us for bottle drops filled with metal that was unnecessary, but Odle did it while we were fucking recording.
For the motorcycles going down the street.
The
holes we put in Vinny's floor.
Like us on SoundCloud. You can like the Twitter page, but we don't do shit.
We don't use the Twitter page. We don't use the Instagram page anymore.
We don't tweet it up. I kind of use the Instagram
We don't Twitstagram.
I promise if you start following the Instagram page, we're going to use the Instagram page more. We're all 3 on there, so, yeah. All right, thank you guys very much for joining us for this second return podcast to podcasting.
The other one's uploaded.
I don't know
now
why. I went all Alpha 5 with my arms there. Rangers, we're doing a podcast. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna be doing these twice a month. 2 weeks into the month, we're gonna do a podcast. 4 weeks into the month, we're gonna be doing Commoners commentary. So, anyways, keep up to date with us. We're back. We're fucking back. Odle, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Hard dicks and airplanes.
Cue that badass outro music. Ba, ba, ba.